welcome to our next video, which is still level 2, is going to be long roll development. You're like, what's a long roll? It's basically mummy daddies built into a drum roll. So let's find the music for it. Not too far again. Here we are. Long roll development, open to closed. So it's written as crotchets, quavers, semiquavers, and this is our first visit to demi-semiquavers. Okay, so they're splitting the semiquavers in half. A demi-semiquaver. So a demi-semiquaver is when you've got the free stems or free tails underneath the note. Okay, so they're the fastest we would play, or the most notes we would play within a group. Okay, that's the fastest we go. Now for this exercise, you'll see at the front of the book, it doesn't give us a tempo. It says gradual build. Alright, so you're gradually building up from that first line to the end product being here. Okay, so it's within your own steam that you would start slowly and you would speed it up, and speed it up until you get to the closed roll. So what I'm going to do is I'll do it two ways. The first way, I'll do it ridiculously slow build up, and I'll stay on each speed for a while, and then we'll go into the roll, and then we'll maybe count to 10 beats on a solid roll and then stop. And then what I'll do on the second part of the video is play it as you would in the exam. Okay, so let's do it. I'm not going to set a metronome, there's no point, so we'll play it at this speed and just join in. We'll go right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. So they're mummy daddies. If you've not done mummy daddies before, it's just 2 taps in each hand. Ma, me, da, di. Ma, me, ta, di. Excuse me, really relaxed. And I'm going to take it up just a wee touch. Just to hear for now. Mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy. And this speed should feel quite easy for you. And again, make sure you're controlling the sticks, and we'll speed up a little bit. Mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy. So again, we're nice and chilled out. Mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy. And I'll speed it up again. Still mummy daddies. Mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy. Mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy. And I'll speed it up again. Mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy. So at this faster speed, we need to look at bouncing the drumstick. And I'll count to 4 and stop, so I can show you what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. So when we bounce the stick, you're pushing the stick down, but letting it bounce back up. Okay, so you're holding it a bit looser, and it's bouncing back up. Alright, this is when we're starting to develop our bounce into our drumming. So I'm pushing it down, I'm letting it bounce, and then I'm catching it after the second bounce. Like that. So that is an exercise on its own to maybe try. Just bouncing the stick like that. So you're not getting this, where you're doing 2 physical movements. You're doing 1 movement, and you're getting 2 taps. And you're controlling that bounce and catching it once you've got your 2 taps. Same with left hand. You're letting the stick bounce. 1 movement, it's bouncing, back up, and then I'm catching it with that ring finger once it's bounced the second time. And you could sit and practice that for as long as you want. Alright, if you're struggling with that control, it's going to take a bit of time. So just sit and do things like that, just one hand at a time. And once you've nailed that bounce, alright, and you feel really controlled with it, then speed it up. Maybe try bounce it a bit faster and try and catch that. And sit and do it for as long as you want, or as long as you can on each hand. And it's the same again, same with right. It's just a bounce and catch. And then you do it as fast as you want. Okay, because that's what we're dealing with when we get to the faster bounces or the faster mummy daddies. You're not going to be gripping the stick tight and using your wrist for them all. You're going to bounce them. Just like that. Okay, so if you're finding this speed that was stopped on too tricky, then stop and sit and do that for ages. Don't just say, oh, I'll do it for a minute. No, you need to do it for ages and ages. Spend the time practicing that. Alright, it's going to pay off in the long run. I absolutely promise you. As boring as it is, practice it. And do it with both hands. Right, so we stopped about mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy. I'm going to go back in at that speed. 1, 2, go. Mummy, daddy, 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 mummy, daddy. So at that speed, I am bouncing the drumstick. I'm lifting up each hand. Oops. One movement per hand, and I'm getting 2 taps because I'm bouncing it. And then all you need to do to speed it up or play it faster is to make the bounces faster. So we'll try that just now. Mummy, daddy, 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 mummy, daddy. And then I'll speed it up again. And it might take you quite a while to get to this speed. So be it, however long it takes you to be able to control the sticks, then get to this speed. Everyone's different. You might find you get this straight away, you might find it takes weeks, it might take months, alright, you have to be patient. And then we'll speed it up again. And this is the last speed we will do before pushing it into a roll. And to push it into a roll, you just take the sticks at that speed and push them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is the best way to be able to play a drum roll. Absolutely the best way, because you end up with a really nice buzz and a nice smooth roll, as you heard there. So, what I'll do now is I'll play the page as you would be expected to play it in an exam, with a gradual build up from slow up to fast. And I'll not tell you when I'm speeding up, it's going to be just gradual. I'm going to start really slow and just constantly be getting it faster and faster into the roll, and then I'll count to 10 and stop. So let's go. So that's me bouncing now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll do it from the top again. So the exact same idea, all right? I think I jumped the gun a wee bit from the doubles to the row, so we'll make it smoother this time. So let's try it again. Make sure you're playing along to this. And let's start building it up. And then bouncing. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Done. And I would say easily this is the page that will take you the longest. Alright, out of them all, this is the one that will take the longest amount of time, because you can't move on to level 3 until you can do that. Okay, because in level 3 you push it into the row, but you also take it out of the row. So you go right up, speeding up into the row, and then you go in reverse and come back out. Okay, so we'll have to be able to do that. You can't just dive in to level 3 without doing this one. Alright, it just makes so much sense to be able to do this movement all the way into the row and all the way back out. Alright, so as always, practice it as much as you need to. Make sure you do, and make sure you can play those rolls really effectively before tackling the specific drum rolls. And what I mean by specific rolls is specific length of rolls. So like numbered rolls like this, like 5, 7, 9 and 13 stroke roll. We'll have to be able to play them, the drum rolls, before we can tackle that. So spend as long as you need, and look forward to our next video, which will be on the 5, 7, 9 and 13 stroke rolls.